guys, welcome back to my channel. I have some super exciting news. Want to know what it is? Stay tuned and let's do this. Okay, so if you are new here, my name is Heather and I have 4 children that range from 22 years of age down to 9. And the exciting news is that my daughter just got engaged and she is getting married in the fall.
Dad, I met a man in Rome and he's wonderful and brilliant and we're getting married.
So I thought I would do a video on my 5 tips on what I think makes really good in-laws. And this is based on 24 years of marriage, of having 2 sets of in-laws and kind of living life and figuring out what to do, what not to do. And so I'm going to give you my 5 tips on how to be amazing in-laws. Now, before I forget, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the bell so you're notified of every video I post. I post every Tuesday and Thursday, and you are going to get recipes and parenting tips and marriage tips. Marriage hips? You don't want marriage hips. Avoid the marriage hips. I probably have marriage hips. Marriage tips, makeup reviews, all that kind of stuff. So we're just talking about life here on this channel and everything that affects us on a regular basis. So let's get into it. Tip number 1, advice. Now, lots of parents, because they have more years of experience and wisdom, love to pour advice into their newlywed children, and that is great. However, these kids or children who are getting married are starting out on their own and they want to make some of their own decisions. And so the way to be a good in-law is to wait for them to come and ask you for your advice and then give it. Don't be all up in their business all the time trying to give them your advice. Even though it's well-intentioned, they need to figure some of those things out on their own and they need to come and ask you for advice. And I guarantee you that if you don't butt into their lives all the time with all of your tips and tricks and advice and wisdom and all that kind of stuff, they'll actually ask you more, I think, than if you just are giving it all the time, because then they're just going to tune you out and not want to hear it. So be ready to give advice when they ask, but don't be interjecting your opinion into every single thing that goes on in their lives. Tip number 2, don't play favorites. One thing that we are telling our daughter is that we are for her and only her, all about her and what is best for her up until the day that she says I do. And when she says I do, we are all about them, both of them. He becomes a member of our family just like he was my son, equal partnership. We do not play favorites. If they're having a fight and she wants to come home, you need to tell her you're at home. You stay there, you work it out, unless of course if there's abuse and things, it's dangerous, that's a totally different situation. I'm not talking about that. But if they're just having an argument about something, she's home, he's home, they don't get to come home to your house and sleep on the couch overnight. No, not okay. You make sure that they stay and work things out because she is home. You're not going to take her side in arguments because she's your blood relative. No, he is part of the family, equal, and we are for the 2 of them and their marriage and the success of their marriage and family. So you need to step back and decide that when he comes in or she comes in, whichever the case may be, they are on equal footing and you are for both of them equally. You do not take sides. Tip number 3, holidays. Newlyweds have enough stress in their lives trying to figure out life together, living together, kind of navigating what it means to combine their finances and have kids and pay bills and all that kind of stuff. There's enough stress on a newlywed couple that they don't need to be stressing out about holidays and which house they're going to go to and which holiday they're going to spend with which family. They feel guilty for not being at someone's house because they're at the other one's house. And if you are implying to them that they're supposed to be at your house or you're not getting enough time or they need to be at your house on the actual day of Thanksgiving or Christmas or whatever, or it's not good enough, it puts all this added stress and pressure on this couple and they just feel like they can't please anyone. So be flexible. It's not the day that's important, it's the time that you get to spend together as a family. And if you want them to come over more and you want them to want to come over, just be flexible. If they can't come until Saturday after Thanksgiving, great. have Saturday Thanksgiving, or have your Thanksgiving on Thursday and then go out for Mexican on Saturday. It doesn't matter what you're eating or what day it is, as long as you're having fun together. So be flexible with those holidays, be accommodating, take turns, switch it off. And if your families are actually super close or they get along really well, even the extended families, do it all together if you can. We don't have that luxury necessarily because we don't live in the same state as our future in-laws, but boy, I would love for that to happen. And I hope that sometimes it will happen because they're great people and we're great people. I mean, come on, we're great people. So let's do it all together if we can. And if not, we're gonna be so flexible, no pressure added. Tip number 4, give them the space they need to start their lives together. So this kind of goes along with being flexible and not putting pressure on them, but don't put pressure for them to come over all the time, to be at your house all the time, that you don't see them enough, that they don't call you enough and all that. They leave and cleave. They have to start their life together as their own family unit. They don't need to have kids to be a family. Once they join in marriage, the two of them are a family, and they need to be able to start that family of origin off right and have the space they need to get to know each other even more and just to begin life and do life together. And if they always feel like they have to be at the parents' house all the time or be at all these family functions or, all of that and all that pressure, it's just going to build up and cause stress in their life. And again, remember, there's enough stress with starting out a life together in marriage. You don't need to be adding to it. So remember, they are the family of origin. You are the extended family now. They're not the extended family. You are the extended family. And just be flexible and enjoy the time that you do get to spend together and give them the space they need to get things started off right. Tip number 5, be an in-love, not an in-law. This gets credited to my mother-in-law. She, for 24 years, every single time she has given me a Christmas card or a birthday card or an Easter card, whatever it is, she always crosses out the daughter-in-law part, the law part, and covers it up with love. So then it always says daughter-in-law. Every single card for 24 years she has done this. And I'm not sure that I've actually thanked her for that. So Kathy, if you are watching, thank you. Because I did notice it. I have noticed it every time for 24 years, and it just made me feel like part of their family and not an outsider that's just attached by law. So I would recommend you considering that when you are sending a card to your son-in-law or daughter-in-law, cross out that law part, put in love, make them feel like they are now a part of your clan and that they're not just an outsider who's coming in as the in-law. So if you can do that, I think they'll appreciate it. They will definitely recognize it and see it. And even if they don't say something to you, they're gonna remember that. I've certainly remembered that for 24 years. And it's been a really special thing to me. So thanks, Mom, for always putting that in my cards. I definitely noticed it. So I hope you found this helpful. Leave me a comment below on a in-law tip that you have found, either have received it or given it, that you think is amazing. Let's get this conversation started and learn how to be better families together. Give this video a thumbs up if you found it helpful, and otherwise I hope you are having an amazing day. Stay inspired. I'm so excited to plan this wedding. I mean, when I get asked to help. And otherwise, I'll see you in the next video. See ya.